Welcome to Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole. This podcast is a conversation between two business partners, Joanne Kandrak and Kelly Cole. Join us for a lively conversation about all things interior design, from current projects, trade show experiences, worldwide travel, what's in, what's out, and all the challenges and wins they've had running their successful design business. Whether you're a seasoned interior designer, new to the industry, or a creative enthusiast, you will walk away with insightful information, newfound inspiration, and a smile on your face after listening to these two. And here they are, Joanne and Kelly.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole, and today we have a guest. Michel Smith Boyd is joining us. He's a longtime friend, a well-known designer here in Atlanta, and a TV star. So, if you don't know him, Michel is an American interior designer based here in Atlanta, as well as the star of the HGTV hit shows Luxe for Less, Rock the Block 4, and the brand new Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge. He's received countless accolades, including being recognized as one of the top 10 African American designers in the country and tapped as one of Atlanta's top 50 most powerful people, as well as Veranda's Next Legend. Additionally, Michel's work has graced the pages of, get ready, it's a long list, Wall Street Journal, Elle Decor, Traditional Home, Vogue, Veranda, Ebony, Washington Post, and that's just a few. So, renowned for his distinctive, cultivated, and soulful vibe, Michel's aesthetic is filtered through the lens of an effortlessly chic Parisian lifestyle, unapologetically bold African movement, and couture textiles. His passion as an interior designer is centered in the exploration of how each of us experiences luxury. So we're going to talk about his definition of luxury as well as a whole lot more. And first, we're going to talk about our sponsor.
But before we do, there's something that's not in his bio.
Yes.
That should be.
Yes.
Is that
I know exactly what you're going to say.
There's three
I feel like
things.
I do too.
I feel
like I
he's
do too.
extremely, extremely handsome. He smells extremely well.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Joanne's obsessed.
But the last one is probably the most important. He's the nicest person.
Yes.
Okay, so before we get into
all that goodness,
all that good
yes.
stuff, we want to tell you about our sponsor that we're so proud to have, Outrageous Interiors. They're a family-owned store here in Atlanta. They've been around for 34 years. They've got 4 locations here in Atlanta: Alpharetta, Swanee, Marietta, and Kennesaw. The husband and wife team of Kurt and Patty Gosh do an amazing job sourcing everything from furniture to rugs to lamps and accessories to keep their stores current and fresh.
Yep.
They have a large inventory on their floors, so it's a go-to shop for us when we need something in a pinch. Mm-hmm. And even though they have 15 talented in-house designers, they're also very trade-friendly. So their team is very active on social media, especially Instagram, so go ahead and check that out. You'll be very impressed. Their showrooms are really beautifully well merchandised, and they just have some really, really beautiful, beautiful stuff. So thank you for sponsoring it. Check out Outrageous Interiors, definitely on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay, ready to rock and roll. So, welcome, Michel.
I'm going to Outrageous. I'm going to Outrageous Interiors. I'll be back.
Wait, not yet. So thank you for joining us. I know it's hot today in Atlanta, and we're all
it's hot
trying
in
to survive.
My house.
Yes,
it's hot in my house.
AC's out.
AC is out.
If we see you glistening, and it's okay. But listen, you have oh, that's perfect. You have so many impressive ventures going on that I can't even believe it. We were just watching the debut show of HGTV Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge that just came out on July 16th. And but honestly, like how like tell us all about how Barbie's all the rage right now. So how did this even come to be?
She is. It's kind of insane.
Right?
No, really, it is, because it's all over social media. Like, everybody has a version of, their Barbie party, some kind of campaign. And I'm like, dang,
their
is
memories.
all this? Yeah, it's insane. And I learned how important Barbie was while making the show. Obviously, we had to do lots of research, right? Each team gets a different decade. So it's easy when you just study 10 years. But Anthony and I happen to have all of the decades. So we had to get something to represent every decade in our room, which was insane. So we had a lot of research to do. And in that research, I learned that, Barbara Millicent has been around since 1959, and the first Black Barbie was in the 70s. And, then she was Christie, and she ran for president in 1992. Did you know that? 92?
I bet the research was amazing.
Well, there's a lot of information.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't really. So we just watched the first episode. So we're actually airing a little bit sooner than you all are going to see this episode. So today's the 18th of July. So we just watched the first episode on the 16th. And so Mattel and HGTV partnered. And so there's all this history. So these different teams of designers are designing this whole house in Southern California, and each room represents a decade. And so I guess it just never occurred to me, because I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, and I guess I just didn't realize all the history.
Yeah. I mean, she's such an icon. I mean, yeah, I thought the show was really great. So, but you probably can't talk about it too much, because,
I can talk about it as much as we want to. Let's do it.
Okay. So when this airs, I don't think yours will have come out yet. When is this airing? This is going to air the 30th of July, I think, around there, 30th, 31st.
No, I will not have aired yet.
And you're the third episode? Oh, you're the finale.
Okay. We're the finale.
So, if you can say anything, then who won?
Give
who
us
won?
Give us
Uncle Billy, who won?
Yeah. We want to know.
The dish is, okay, here's the dish for me. Okay, the personal dish is that Barbie, like, doing the research was incredibly humbling for me, because, with the climate, social climate and so forth, everything is up for scrutiny. But Barbie happens to be a leader in diversity and inclusion, and also regarding female advancement and so forth. She has really pushed the envelope from the very beginning. And I had no idea. It was actually invented by, Ruth, I can't think of her last name right now, but for her daughter, who was Barbara. And because she felt like all of her toys were like homemaker style toys, right? And she wanted to invent and create this doll to inspire her daughter to have more options than just being a mom or a homemaker, where her son had toys in every genre or every career profession. Her daughter didn't. And so that's how Barbie came to be. And I was like, oh my God, I had reduced Barbie to just a doll, but she's living history.
Yeah, that's why it's such a great reminder, and why this show really hit me, because I wasn't thinking about all that.
Yeah. Was it fun to do?
It was fun to do. And okay, I'm going to preach a little bit more. It was an all-female kind of a production team. Like, our director and producer were female. It was insane. There were so many women on the crew. Usually it's quite the opposite.
Should be. Yeah.
It's quite the opposite. It's always mixed, right? It's always mixed, but women camera operators, women directors, women producers, it was, guys, it was the most fun atmosphere I've ever shot anything in.
Oh, that's so cool.
So was there any drama?
I'll tell you my drama.
Okay. Was there any total moments or?
No, because women were running it, like I said. No, there was none of that.
Yes.
But I will tell you that, my partner in crime on HGTV is Anthony L. Williams, all right? Anthony has a fashion background. He literally won Project Runway. And so we found out that our opponents, because there are two teams matched against each other in every episode, right? 16 HGTV talents total. Ours was Christina from the coast, or Christina on the coast, and her partner James were our opponents in the show. And they got the closet. I wanted the closet. It only makes sense that the two gay boys get the freaking closet, and also with a fashion with a fashion partner. Okay.
Yeah.
That sucks so bad.
Because they gave the chef the kitchen.
Yes,
so
right.
Exactly. Why would not get the closet?
Did you throw down? Did you have a temper tantrum? I mean, did you beg?
Well,
I guess it was pre-decided. Oh yeah, what happened?
It was. Christina has more seniority than I do. Let's just call it spade a spade, okay? And also, here's the fact. It's only 16 HGTV talents there, but there's hundreds of shows on that network. The fact that they called us at all, I was like, shut up and take the damn office. That's what I
said. Yeah. Good call.
I mean, seriously. I mean, it's really hard to have an ego in TV, y'all. Egos take you nowhere, especially in a network that we're new to. We're doing really well there, but I'd rather make a mark and make lemonade out of whatever, and as opposed to being difficult to work with.
Yeah,
that's just
good point. Now, I will say, having at the very beginning of my design switching careers, I was obsessed with trading spaces. Obsessed.
Really?
Now, Ty Pennington really kind of threw me for a loop when I first saw him on this show, because I was like, that is not Ty Pennington. Where's the spiky hair and the gruffy voice? And I'm not sure. I'm not sure I was digging. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't seen his episode yet. I'm sure I'll love him just the same. But
oh, you're gonna crack up. Ty is naturally funny. It's almost like, are you like literally high all the time or inebriated all the time? You never meet somebody in a good mood that always has a story. His thing is pick a decade. Pick a year. And somebody will say 1984, and he'll tell you a story from 1984. It's the strangest, funniest thing. He's kind of an amazing human. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, he's like if pre-workout was a person, it'd be Ty Pennington.
I have to say, in that first episode, at first I started watching, I'm like, is this going to be like completely weird, queer? I don't know. I don't know. But I loved the designs.
Yeah.
Loved. Like that family room, I would have had that for myself. I just
you will not live in that neon colors. Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't, but I just love the overall look of it. Not the front room, the one off the kitchen.
The family room.
Yeah. The family room. Yeah. But that TV dinner when it came out, I was like the fried chicken and I laughed. I mean, did you ever have a Swanson TV dinner?
Yes.
Hi. It was such a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, it really was. It really was.
So good.
Well, there's so much more to Michel than this. He's an amazing designer. So the Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge is very cool, but you have a lot of other things going on in your life. We're not quite sure how you're not having a nervous breakdown, but go ahead. Tell us about your company, your products. Like what else? I mean,
I just need to know how you're doing it all because I don't get it.
Can I tell you the truth? I'm not doing it all well. That's the truth. I'm not doing it all well.
We were just talking about that at lunch the other day. Like, are we doing too much and not doing it all well enough? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really accustomed to like killing it, right? Like really, really killing it in like the design side with the company when it comes to our clients and, over delivering. And what kind of hand holding having clients requires, especially luxury clients. If you're spending more money, then you really feel like your designer should be accessible. And I made a practice of being like super accessible Johnny on the spot. And in an attempt to, television was the beginning of me, and even products was the beginning of me figuring out how to transition out of providing service only. It's like, how do you retire from this business? There's no real retirement plan for designers, right? You really have to figure it out as you go. And there's no built-in 401k and all that good stuff. So I thought, how do I expand? How do I scale myself? And so I have started that. I'm just doing a poor job of it, but I've started that. It's really having the team in place for all of these things. And even just yesterday, I was talking to a friend, I had lunch with the production company that produced my show, Luxe for Less, last week in LA. And he was like, well, what did he say? Your manager's not supposed to get you work. So your agent gets you work. Your manager makes sure you're getting the best deal. Your publicist talks about it. And then you have this production company to answer to, and also the network to answer to, and then the voice that you need to deliver to your viewing audience. The more you learn about the audience, the more you learn about what to deliver. And that's, any business owner. Yeah. But that's a lot of people to answer to, and it's a lot of people to pay when you're making television and not providing service, because you don't make money on TV. Hopefully you make money because you're on TV. So it's tough. It's tough. And what you have to do is really focus on the end game, the why you started, and what, and in that exit strategy, basically, that I was talking about, that bigger picture. So there's a lot of other people that I have to employ, and there's a lot more trust than I had to have than before, because my hands were in everything. And now I got to kind of give some things away.
So what is your why then? If you still, are you
retirement?
Are you wanting to spend more time in TV than in design? And if so, then how do you still make the money that you make in design? Because that's a tricky balance, right?
It is a tricky balance. But what's so funny? The why at the beginning was to expand my brand, right? Because even when I first started, when I was a design student, I only ever imagined myself building a brand. The people on my vision board were Martha Stewart, Philippe Stark, Tom Ford at the time, Kelly Wearstler. You know what kind of brands those are, right?
Yes.
And they're pretty all encompassing. But they also are a little bit elitist, other than Martha. And so that's evolved for me, that part of it. I intend to be a lot more accessible than the work that I've done over the years that got me to this point. I'd rather reach the client that I grew up in the house with. I'd rather reach my mom. And then up from there, there's got to be something that can hit retail shelves and be accessible, because I really do feel like luxury should be a part of that inclusive conversation.
And when was that pivot for you? Because you weren't always that way, right?
No, I
didn't interpret you as that way. Yeah. So
no, I don't think anybody did.
What was how'd that pivot?
I think TV started that. I think television started that. I'll be honest with you. I think television started that. There's a lot of things that shifted, because I didn't realize how important my presence was on television for other people. I told you how I just put my head down and I just get to the work. And in order to be good on TV, you have to be super present. So I really had to ignore everything else when I was filming Luxe. I had to ignore everything else when I was filming Rock the Block. Barbie wasn't quite as bad because it's only one episode, right? And we fly out for 3 or 4 days and come home. I was only gone for a week at a time at the actual most for Barbie. But for Rock the Block, I was gone for months. And, with my show, I was here. But if it's your show, you're also a producer. You're also you're doing everything, basically.
Yeah.
So when I went to High Point, Last Market, guys, it was insane. The number of people that came up to me talking about Luxe for Less and Rock the Block. I mean, honestly, I get full talking about it because, older women, much older than my mother, older than my parents, like, I just need to tell you how it feels to see you on this show. Because the truth is, if not for them, then I wouldn't be there. Right. That's the truth. Like these older Black women, these older Black men designing in, Bumfuck, Georgia or wherever, North Carolina, in Egypt somewhere. And, like really paving the way and creating the building blocks for me to be as visible as I have become in design, which then transitioned and gave me a little bit of street credit on television. Somebody had to lay that path, and hopefully I'm doing the same thing for the next generation of designers.
So this is a very cheesy question, but if you can just answer it. What is your definition of luxury?
Yeah.
Okay, legitimately, I didn't read the outline you sent me because I'm super
That
prepared.
wasn't even on the outline. So
Okay, good. But I felt like it was, and I thought about it for a second. But I mean, I think that for me, luxury is however I define my personal indulgences, right? And not just the thing, but um, how, not just the thing, but for me, it's the thing could be an experience and not a tangible object. The thing that makes me feel like my most indulgent self, the thing that makes me feel like this is just for me. That's
Well,
the
I think that's
luxury.
very relatable because
Yeah,
everybody has their own indulgence,
yeah,
right? In
yeah.
some
That's-
like
fashion.
organization to me is luxury.
Yes, for sure.
Peace of
and
mind
that's just
is
it.
luxury.
And it
that's
doesn't have
just
to
it.
be tangible, actually. And so,
That-
as a designer, it's quite a challenge for us to get to know our clients in such a way to determine to help them because they might not even be able to put words to it of what their indulgences are, and then build a home around that.
Well, that's just it. That's my whole platform at this point is actually helping clients figure out what their version of luxury is. That's one. And actually, the first part is making them recognize that they do deserve and are entitled to luxury. And then the second part is helping them figure out exactly what it is. And, it's even changed how I design, even in my own space, because it's an experience that we're creating. Designers, at least I do, feel that I'm ultimately responsible for the mood of a space. All the collections, all of the vignettes, all of the things, all of the fabrics and the 8-way hand-tied sofas, it's all to create a mood at the end of the day, right? All these ingredients create a mood, and then that mood should, enhance your experience at home. So with those, if I build the experiences, then I feel like the rooms shift a little bit. I was building beautiful editorial spaces. And I still do. And I love that. But that can't be the goal if my job is to help this person discover what their version of luxury is. Because it may not look exactly like I pictured it.
I think that's amazing that you evolved in that way, because I think it's, if we all just realize that we've been given permission to evolve, and we don't, we don't have to be the same exact interior designer
or be what
our
everybody
entire
thinks
career
or thinks that what we should be. Like, they expect certain things from you, but
and inevitably you become really a better version of yourself when you're true to yourself like that. I feel like.
Yeah.
The last time I saw you guys, we talked about how. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was saying the last time I saw you guys, we talked a little bit about how the industry is evolving and design is different than it was then. You needed to be the most well-spoken, the best dressed, the best smelling, super, all these things that made you excellent before, right? It's different. It's different now. It's much more about authenticity and people getting to know exactly who you are that makes them relate to you and want to work with you and makes you therefore much more popular. How much are you actually willing to share? That is a contributor to what kind of designer you are.
I think we say this a lot to our clients. We can make this space beautiful, like we can do that, but we want it to function for you. So I think being a designer is not just about making beautiful spaces at all. It's about like all the senses, like how you feel, how you feel in that space. And so, just creating beautiful rooms is just not enough for sure.
No,
so
it's not enough. It's a dated concept.
You started doing something, I think it's kind of recent, but these virtual consultations, these one-on-ones that you do, I'm kind of interested. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, it's not a new concept, right? The truth is
have you
that
always
in that
done
space,
it?
No, I haven't. It's new for me, but not new in general. And that website that you guys are scrolling past, that's brand new. That launched earlier this year. No, April.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It just launched.
I love it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So the one-on-ones are brand new for me, but you remember this site called The Expert?
Yes.
Very much. We use their concept as a model, and modified it to what we need and what we do and how we deliver service. And so those one-on-ones are an opportunity to connect with people and actually scale myself in a way that I can't now, because I'm wearing so many hats. So I could see more clients and sit here. And I'll be honest with you, I give away way too much information in a consultation already. So this is fun. This just makes sense. And I don't have to walk away with the liability of, okay, now I got to develop a floor plan. Now I've got to do this, specifications and so forth and so on. I can give them exactly what they need in that call. And you guys know, we've been in this for a long time. I can call out resources like that, on the spot. You can. It's just the hazard of this job. And the idea of being able to, I didn't do any virtual design during the pandemic, but doing it now is kind of awesome because, they're walking through their house and they're sending this video out before I even meet them.
I was going to say, how does it work exactly?
Yeah.
Okay, so they send a video ahead of time.
To us prior. Exactly. Yep. All that stuff happens with the project manager, all the pictures, the videos, and what their wish list and their budget happens prior to me getting involved. Then I get that information. And so when I meet them, I'm ready to go.
Okay, that's awesome.
And so are you on a Zoom call? Are you on FaceTime? Are you walking through the house as well? Or you just have a camera on you like we have now and you're kind of working through things?
It's a Zoom call, so I can see them. I'm wearing exactly that sweater, sitting just like that in the chair, and and it's fun and it's light because I get to be me, and I may not have on pants on the bottom. You never know. It's just a good time. It's just a good time.
That's awesome. I love hearing about change.
Yeah, and
just because if you're in it for the longevity and the decades that we've been in it, you gotta do some new stuff.
Change it up.
You gotta change it up, right?
And you gotta grow.
Yeah,
you gotta grow. Yeah.
Yeah. The idea of getting bored with design and starting to deliver formulas, we've all seen that, and we all go like, ooh, and it's so easy to judge. Place. And it's not a good place. I mean, in the beginning, I couldn't figure out, how the hell are these designers so arrogant? How are they so mean? How is that? And I was like, I would never be mean because I got an opportunity to do what I love and they're paying me to do it. So I was pretty harsh of a judge at the beginning. And now I do understand, that it can become mundane, that sometimes client relationships are incredibly tough. The resources aren't there. And there's all these stressors, right? And trying to manage it all and have this position also is not always easy, but it's not an excuse to be an asshole.
But if you're not having fun and you're not excited and you're not jazzed, I think that you portray that to the client. You know what I mean? Like we are very excited. Like when we're at a consultation and we're getting ready to go, I'm like, I'm so excited for this project. And that gets them excited, So you have to be digging it or don't do it.
Absolutely.
I agree. When you don't dig it, that's your cue to make that shift. But I'll say you guys have an advantage. You ladies have each other. It's like, in a marriage, when one of us is down, the other one holds the other up. You guys have each other to do that. I kind of envy that. I think if I could go back right now, I would start with a partner.
Kendra Cole Smith Boyd has a nice ring to it.
Yeah. So how many people are on your how many people are on your team?
God.
It's probably smaller than people think, I would imagine.
It is definitely. Right? No, it is. It's smaller than people think. I've never had a large team, which is why I'm always tired. But I think I've got 5 on the design side. On the firm side, including me. But then I would have more. I would love to have more. But I got to pay the publicist and the manager and the agent, remember?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, that's kind of how we are. We only have 4 in the office, but then we have, podcast producer, podcast social media, bookkeeper, accountant, lawyer, all the other things.
100%. I didn't even get into those people.
Right? I know.
You guys, and because after all of those people go through everything, then you got to pay the lawyer to look at the contract that the agent had to negotiate. It's like, okay, so by the end of this, I got exactly $3.
What's left for me at the end?
A really great smelling candle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know. We didn't even get a chance to talk about your products. I mean, you've got this new candle out, which I see is sold out all over the place.
Crate and barrel.
Your art at Left, at Left Bank, and you're selling some of your stuff online too, right? What is it called?
Yes.
What is it called?
Shop the Block. No.
I think it's Shop MSB.
It is okay. Yeah. Well, here, Russ is. If you're watching us on YouTube, Russ is pulling it up so you can see some of that.
So much of my Left Bank.
Yeah, go ahead.
Much of my Left Bank collection is now on my site because unless a retailer is carrying it, like the pieces behind me, these are at Crate and Barrel. Unless the retailer is carrying said pieces, then the end user, being the customer that goes into the store, cannot get it unless they're working with the designer. A designer would have to specify my things for their clients in order to see the full collection. So I put most of the collection on my site so that everybody that wants a piece of my artwork can buy it directly from me.
That's great.
That's awesome. Great. So amidst TV shows, products, design work, what's your definition of luxury? What do you do to just chill out?
He can't say this on TV.
Actually,
we know
what you do on Friday night.
You know what I'm gonna say. Exactly.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
Put it out there.
What you do on Friday night.
Put it out there. What's the Friday night ritual?
Okay, first of all, before I talk, I always think about the list of people that everything has to be filtered through now. Like HGTV is such a family network.
Mom might be
I'm on
listening.
a family network. No.
Yeah.
Mom is hip. Mom knows what's happening. But legitimately, my luxury right now, and I hope it doesn't sound arrogant, but it really is to disconnect a little bit. I need time to get to the center. And if that is, turning my phone off on Friday nights and vegging out with my favorite libation or whatever. And I told you, I'm obsessed with eating junk, having an edible, eating junk food, and binge watching. Also like I live in my notes. I freaking live in my notes. And in my notes, it's called high notes. So when I'm on my little edible trip, I have such clarity, y'all. It's insane. I could solve the world's problems, but definitely mine. Whatever I've been thinking about, mulling over, contemplating, I have this clarity. And I'm just typing my notes, and it's a kind of a beautiful space to be in. And that's what I do on Fridays. And that gets me back to my center. On Sunday, me and Jesus hangs out for a little while. And, Sunday is usually my day too. I connect with my friends and I just get to be silly. And so that I never really lose sight of Michel, just the guy from Thibodeau, as opposed to all the other things that I'm doing. Because if you think about it, it becomes overwhelming. It's like focusing on one thing at a time really helps. I think also managing my expectations of myself helps.
That's hard.
I'm a sick perfectionist. It's awful.
Yes, I was just about to say. It's hard to do.
I'm getting
We're
better.
the same way. I know. It's a journey, for sure.
Yeah. And therapy helps too. I had a 2-hour session on Sunday. And I get to just dump. I just got to dump work, TV, people, dating, all that stuff. When I tell you, she probably calls her friends after she's done with me like, girl, this man is a lot. Like
you went out the door and she went and popped her own edible so that she could chill out because you wiped her out.
I probably, and listen, when there's a 1 hour block available, I do not take it. I hadn't talked to my therapist in probably 3 weeks because I didn't want a 1 hour block. That does not do me.
Yeah,
I need
that is
two.
not enough.
That's not enough.
No.
Love it.
Well, this is what we love about you. You're just so real, and it's just so awesome. So we just wish you all the best of luck. We know we'll run into you in town and High Point, and all your stuff. We'll
All
be
that good
rooting
stuff.
for you because maybe
You guys.
I mean, they did get all the decades. They should
You
win.
might have won.
You know, we don't know
Because
yet.
I did win Rock the Block. Hello? The biggest
Hello?
competition show on the network. Anthony and I took that thing and come on.
That was awesome.
But anyway, you guys are like honestly light in the industry. You always make me feel seen, and not because of anything other than just me being me and who I am, person to person connection, like human to human. And that always feels good. And I really, truly appreciate that.
We love that.
Thanks. Well, hang on for us 1 second. We're going to do our quotes that we always do.
Mm-hmm.
Which one you want?
I'll do the funny one.
Okay.
And this is from That's Dash Birmingham.
I know. I tried
They
to
have
do
so
a
many good
different
ones.
quote, but I love them so much.
Okay. Imagine if these home renovation shows existed 40 years ago. All that ugly hardwood is now covered in pink carpet, and your entire kitchen is geese with blue bonnets. And the homeowners just stand there sobbing like, oh my goodness, we love it so much.
Like when we look back, and can you imagine like the fur around the toilet? Like, you know, if that was
And
on a
they're
renovation
going,
show, I love it. No. Okay. We've come a long way. All right. Ready? Here's your serious quote for the day. Ambition is doing your best to pursue more of what you value. A happy partnership, a playful home, a well-traveled life, rich friendships, peaceful parenting, works of service, a well mind. Those are big goals that take wholehearted dedication. And that's from Neha Rush. Ambition is doing your best to pursue more of what you value. Right?
Yep.
Gotta have it. And you got a lot of it, my friend. You got a lot of it. Yes.
God, thank you so much in your busy schedule for coming on with us, because we know how busy you are, but we love you and we wanted to share you with our audience. So
yes. So go check out Michelle on howtoluxury.com. And Michelle, how are you on Instagram? What's your handle? I can't remember.
At Michel Boyd. You know what?
Okay.
I forgot to show you guys him. Can you see him?
Oh yes,
God.
we forgot to talk about your Barbie. Look. Oh my!
Now, come on.
Oh my God! You know you made it when you have a Barbie in your likeness. Oh my gosh! Wait, put it up close.
It's like the Oscar. Where is it in your house? Where do you have it?
He's in my
Is it in a
closet.
loose light box? He's in your closet.
No, he's in the closet.
I love it.
They got it so good. The eyes.
They did
the
a good
lips,
job.
They did a
good
good job.
Okay, that has to go like on a pedestal in a shadow, something like glorious. Oh my gosh.
You know how they do the candles in the stores, or you raise up the thing and you smell it? I think I'm going to put them inside of a glass cage like that.
And put your whatever your cologne of the day.
Right.
And then you can lift the cloche and you can pet him and smell him. So amazing.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for joining us. And a big thank you to Outrageous Interiors for their sponsorship and for being such a force here in Atlanta.
Yep. And reach out to us, you guys, with any comments or requests to podcast@kandrak-cole.com. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day,
everybody. Bye.
Join Joanne and Kelly for a new episode every other Friday as they continue to explore the nuances of the interior design business with the goal of informing, inspiring, and entertaining their listeners. See their work at kandrak-cole.com and engage with them on Facebook and Instagram @KandrakCole.